Hey guys, Max Eberly here. Welcome back to Pro Pool Academy. Today I've got some 10 ball headcam runouts for you where I talk you through the racks. Alright, here we go. So I remember on this day I experimented with an open hand bridge on my break, and it's actually very elevated. It's kind of hard to see that here. So I'm really shooting down onto the cue ball, which kind of helps you launch the cue down and through the cue ball, and it gives you that pop break where you send the cue ball in the air. So you don't really have the friction stopping your cue ball. So I think I made a ball here. I got a good shot on the one. The eight's a little bit in my way, but I like how that three ball's hanging by the side. So now I can just float down and I can come across off that three. I don't want to be straight in on this three. I want to keep a nice angle so the cue ball will retain its speed when I hit it thin. And you don't want to hit these too hard because it's going to bounce too hard to the left. So this being really new cloth, the cue ball is going to carry. It's going to grab that rail and carry across the table where I want it. It's kind of a lot of angle here. I decided to hit it soft with a lot of left-hand spin. The problem here is you're not going to get a lot of deflection when you do that. You're going to get more of a curve to the left side there, so you have to watch the path of the cue ball. This one's kind of funny. I realized I had enough angle to just slide under. Instead of drawing it back behind the 8 and then up for a shot, pulling it over that way ensured that I was never behind the 8 ball. And I could have gotten either left, right, or straight in on that 7. I would have been all right, but I'm always picking exactly where I want to be, what angle and what spot for the cue ball. Okay, here I have a nice little angle I can punch out. I don't really need to go get straight in on that 9 ball. And this is a very natural around the table. I could have used high right here, but that 9's high enough off the rail where this shot makes more sense to come around. To come around like this. And I came a little too far again. It's still getting used to that fast cloth on this day. That's why you got to play on the table. You get used to it to where you can hit all your speeds just how you want, but you also try to play percentages where if you're off a little bit too soft or too hard, you're still going to have a shot, a good shot. And not just a good shot, but a shot with a good angle to get you on the next ball. So that's really important when you're playing. You're always thinking 3 balls ahead. You don't want to play just position. For your next ball, you're playing for the correct angle on the next ball so you can get to the 3rd ball. I know that's real basic. But maybe you need to hear it again, or maybe you haven't heard that yet. But you're almost never just playing position on one shot to try to get straight in, unless you want to be straight in for a specific reason. You're always playing the 3rd shot. So the shot you're on now, the next shot, and then the shot beyond that is the 3rd shot. You want to be mindful of that. Okay, looks like the 3 ball went down, but no shot. I pulled out the jump cue right away. Got to cut this 1 ball a little bit. Got my Billy Purcell jump cue. Makes a real nice jump cue. And a nice cue. If you see him, he's at a lot of the tournaments and pool shows around the country. He has the Palmer booth. Palmer Cues. He owns that company. All right, here what I'm doing is I'm lining up to get my aim, and then I elevate and do my best to stay on that line and hold the line. Now, I don't like how it looks like my cue went off. I could work on that a little bit, coming through straighter with my stroke. And I just didn't cut the ball enough. But if you hit a little off center, left or right, that ball's going to masse once it hits the cloth. So ideally, you don't hit it left or right if you plan on bouncing a few times and then rolling before you even hit your object ball so that you stay on line. Right here, see how the 2 ball has this great wall of china blocking it from this pocket? So I don't have that natural 2 rail position on the 2. So I'm looking for a way, where can I make this 2 ball? And that's what that was. I walked over, I noticed that it goes in the side pocket. It also goes in the lower left pocket, but the 9 ball is kind of big, blocking, the rail where I could come off for a nice shot for the 2. See how I'm low? So that's why I chose to shoot it in the side. I have that nice target for the rail. I ended up with a nice angle. Now this one I could have followed to the rail and stayed above that 4 ball real nicely. But when I'm playing on a new cloth, I like to play on across the line of position to get the feel of the shot of the cloth, the speed of the cloth. So that went a few inches too far, but that's part of your process of learning. I'll do that a lot on a new cloth. I'll play supposedly the incorrect shot just to test my speed control and to get the speed of the cloth, because when you are playing across a line of position instead of on it, then your speed control is more crucial. So you're forced to really key in. Now look at this 6. That 8 ball is blocking my path to the rail to just pop out for the 4 ball and to pop out for the 7. And to follow it, I can't do it without hitting the 8. So I actually played off of the 8 on purpose. And again, like the last video, the more you do that, the more experience you have. You can do that with a great amount of accuracy. And I see I have an open spot in the pocket on the right side of that 7, so I can use that to create more of an angle so I can come back on that line for the 8 ball. If I just shot it straight to the left side of the pocket, I wouldn't be able to create that angle. So here I don't really have to go to the rail, but I think the angle was enough, and it looks like I may have used high left to where it was a nice, smooth, easy shot. You can use low or a little bit of low left here. Just pocket the 9, stay down, pull over for the 10, pick your spot. Even if you don't have to pick an exact spot, do that if you want to be a great player. Start picking the exact spot for the cue ball to land on every shot, even when you're practicing. And that's really the secret to becoming a great player much faster. But most people don't have the discipline to do that. But if you do, you're not most people, first of all. That's why you wouldn't be watching this video. You're here to learn how to become a great player, is what I assume, and I'm here to help you. Okay, so I have a shot on the 1. I'm not sure if I made a ball, but let's see. Looks like I may have made a ball. And I have enough angle to pull across, give me an angle on this 2 ball. Now here I want to zigzag across. So I remember this shot. See what happens here. See, I'm using just straight top. Looks like I turned the cue a little bit at the end. But I'm expecting a little bit more of a bend on that shot, which I didn't get. I remember right away, I knew I should have used a little bit of left. Or hit it a little bit fuller is probably what I was trying to do. But here I can't see the ball, so I'm just trying to hit that contact point on the 3 off the rail. And I didn't use any system there, just eyeballed the rail and the contact point. Now here, I could avoid that 8 completely with high right and come around, but that 6 and 10 are kind of in the way. The pockets down here. Left with this fast cloth would bring me into the 5, which I don't want to do, and it's hard to hit it too soft. I mean, soft enough. So watch how I'm just going to go straight into this 8 ball. Now, I remember I was trying to hit that 8 ball square, but the cool thing about that shot is I could hit left or right on that 8 ball and still the cue ball would have been held up, so I have a nice shot on the 5. Now here I didn't really want to roll the ball. The table is pretty level, but not as level as I would like to roll the ball when I have a long distance or medium distance shot. So I used kill, which is hitting the ball low, letting the ball spin backwards most of the way to the ball, but then it slides and starts rolling forward. And that way I can hit the cue ball a little bit harder to maintain accuracy, but also still get the same effect as if I had hit it soft. This one, if I had a little wider angle, if the cue ball was more to the left, I could have just gone one rail, the little bit of left, come out more towards the middle of the table. But with that thin angle, I didn't want to play around with it, so it was real easy to come up and down right back on a nice line towards that 9 ball. There, I hit the ball into the rail a little bit. That ensured that I was not frozen with my cue ball to the rail. I have more room to cue that last 10 ball shot. All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you check out ProPoolAcademy.com. Got some nice bonuses. Check out MaxEberly.com when you get a chance. Get out there and play some 10 ball. And I'll see you in the next video.